Hey, happy, beautiful, amazing day. Dr. Bob Rukowski here, April 14th, 2020, out of Houston, Texas, with today's SARS-CoV-2 update. The unusual picture on the front, and that's basically some people cooking the books and people that are really well known. We're talking about PhDs from MIT, people from Harvard, world-renowned immunologists are saying something is very, very wrong with this COVID-19 data. And I want to ask the question, can our leaders make good decisions with bad data? I think you know the answer to that. Here's the update today. As of this morning, loaded from Worldometer and the coronabaselab.com, we got about 1.9 million, moving up on 2 million infections, 120,000 deaths, definitely significant. We're not ever disputing that. Let's compare that to death by infectious disease, 3.7 million to date, 138,000, right on the door of 139,000 seasonal flu deaths. By the way, we'll look at that because those numbers are way down and trending way down. HIV, over 480,000 deaths this year. Something needs to be done about that. Malaria, 280,000 deaths. I find it fascinating. There was a TED Talk, pretty famous guy talking about trying to cure malaria, even let go mosquitoes in a group of people and said, hey, only poor people shouldn't get malaria. But you know what's fascinating is no progress on that at all. But suddenly they have a new battle to fight. Here are the world data. I showed this guy before, the World Health Organization's lead researcher. Every known epidemic rises and falls. We can maybe flatten the curve by different strategies. It looks like the world has peaked out. They're on the way down. US may well have peaked out and they're on the way down. Italy peaked out, on the way down. Sweden, so interesting. I put them there because they didn't have the strict isolation. They peaked, they're on the way down. Spain has peaked, they're on the way down. So the pattern is the same everywhere in the world. This is a Minnesota doctor and state senator. And basically what he said is they are being told to call things a COVID death, even if they don't have proof. If it looks like a COVID death, call it a COVID death. If someone had stage 4 cancer and died as a result, or with, I should say, with the COVID virus, call it a COVID death. Imagine someone in hospice giving days to live, they die, they test them for COVID, or maybe they had pneumonia, they call it a COVID death. Something is very wrong about that. So this is right out of the CDC. You can go cdc.gov, and we look at the flu, the seasonal flu. This was 2018, 2019, weeks 6 through 14 of 2019, you see that flu was at a peak at that point in time. But notice that weeks 6 through 14 in 2020, a very sharp decline, almost to nothing of the seasonal flu. So we compare that data, high peak of the flu the same time last year and down to nothing this year. Another blown up picture where you can see there's no comparison between those pictures. But now look at these the COVID data from the US. So, 4 weeks in January, 4 weeks in February, 4 weeks in March. So by the first week of March, we're going into the 8th week up to the 14th week. And let's compare that data. Really week 9.5 through week 14, you can see that the COVID data is rising exponentially and the seasonal flu is dropping exponentially. So why would this year be so different from the previous year? Why were there so many flu diagnoses and deaths over the same time period? And this year they're simply replaced by COVID. Definitely makes me think that something's not right with the way the data is being interpreted. So have we had bat-based viruses before? Yeah, the top 4 of all time. The Marburg virus was from bats. The Ebola virus was from bats. The Nipah virus was from bats. The SARS virus was from bats. And how about this ongoing COVID? Hey, listen, bats make up 1/5 of the mammals on planet Earth. There's a bat fossil going back 52 million years. They suggest that viruses preceded the dinosaurs. It's not us against them, it's us with them. So remember, if you've got garbage coming into your brain, it's hard to have anything good coming out of your body. And that's really what seems to be happening. Garbage data. Are we still the land of the free and the home of the brave? I like this quote from Margaret Mead. She says, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. So now I want you to think about that for a second. What can you do with this data? You can share it. You can verify it yourself. Go and dig through the CDC. Do whatever it takes to get you to realize that something is very, very wrong about the reporting. And if enough of us speak up, I think that we can get at least people being honest. And with good data in, we can make good decisions. I don't think it's a good decision to take a virus that's not as bad as a whole bunch that we've had in the history, modern history, and cause trillions of dollars of damage. I personally know one family that had a suicide this last week. They don't know for sure it was related to the COVID, but let's just say this person was under a lot of stress. Let's wake up and hold the people that are reporting accountable. I'm Dr. Bob Rakowski, still with good news. I know that we can all be happy, healthy, and successful.